Hello everyone, my name is Sarafi and I'm happy to meet you all. And today we're going to talk about Constellars. Now Constellars are a deck that is very powerful. It's been powerful since the start of the year. This video is not coming out until the start of February, so sorry about that, but it's part of the risk of recording videos so far in advance. Now, the deck is extremely good. You are able to normal summon repeatedly throughout the turn and set up a large board of powerful Xyz monsters. And that focuses on Constellar Pleiades, our new boss monster. The skill is called Constellar Union. And what it does is you can reveal one Constellar monster in your hand, send two Constellar monsters from your deck to the graveyard. If you Xyz summon a Constellar monster during this duel, you can treat it as if it was level 3, 4, 5, or 6. And if you normal summon or set a Constellar monster, the required tribute is not needed. You can only special summon Constellar monsters while you are using the skill, excluding special summons from an extra deck, and the skill can only be used once per duel. Now, unlike the Blue Eyes Dimension skill, the Constellar Union skill requires you to activate the effect before any of the passive effects are alive. This means the skill is bad for auto duels, which is unfortunate. Zubin Shamali requires a tribute, and you can't Xyz anything unless you activate the skill, which Auto Duel is not able to do. So keep that in mind. So you can't normal summon Zubin Shamali without activating the skill to reveal Zubin Shamali and sending two cards from your deck to the graveyard. That is a requirement to get the free tribute summons. Keep that in mind. For the main deck, we have Constellar Zubin Shamali. This is a level 5. When it is normal or special summon, you can add one Constellar monster from your deck to your hand. That's extremely good. It's not even once per turn, so use this effect as much as you want, and you will be able to pop off. Usually, Zubin Shamali will draw Constellar Caduceus. Constellar Caduceus, if you control a Constellar monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. During your main phase, you can add one Constellar Spell or Trap from your deck to your hand. You can only use each of the previous effects of Constellar Caduceus once per turn. A Constellar Xyz monster that has this card as material gains this effect. If this card battles a light or a dark monster before damage calculation, you can banish that monster. This is not once per turn, so you'll see in the replays that I bully a Blue Eyes player pretty hard with this effect. All light and all dark monsters are just banished whenever the monster battles. That's very powerful, and you will use it a lot. Constellar Pollux. During the turn this card was normal summoned, you can normal summon one Constellar monster in addition to your normal summoner set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. This is not an activated effect, and it does not require Constellar Pollux to remain on the field. This is the most annoying effect I've ever seen. You can't negate it. You can Warning Point Pollux, you will still get the extra normal summon. You can have Giant Hand on the field, it won't trigger. This is not an activated effect. It is not an effect that can be stopped by bouncing the monster. You can crack down it, you can compulse it, you can Book of Moon it. The effect will be constant because it is just written on the card as a lingering effect, I guess. As a judge, this wording drives me wild. Why is it not an activated effect? I have no idea. What kind of effect even is this? There's no way to respond to it. There's no way to stop it. It's just double summon. And at least with double summon, you can negate spell activation. This is just like a state-based extra normal. Wow, this effect is really good. So I'm kind of working on the ratios right now. I'm not really sure what the ratios should be, but I can definitely tell that Pollux is a 3-of because its effect doesn't work with its special summon, so you really want this card in your opening hand. Constellar Pollux plus any other monster in your deck is full combo, basically. And without Pollux, you really can't get to 4 monsters, which is what you're looking for. So I don't have 3 Polluxes right now, but I'm definitely working on getting the 3rd one, and I feel like once I have 3 of this, the deck is going to be even more consistent than it is now. Constellar Sombre. This is the entire reason why the skill mills too. You can only use each effect of Constellar Sombre once per turn. While this card is in the graveyard, if it was sent there this turn, you can normal summon one Constellar monster for 1 less tribute. That's not going to ever activate. You can banish one Constellar monster from your graveyard, then target one Constellar monster in your graveyard, add that target to your hand. Also, this card gains the effect. This turn, you can activate this effect, normal summon one Constellar monster. So, Sombre, you mill 2 cards from your deck. If you have Sombre in your opening hand and you don't have anything else, the 2 cards that you're going to mill are going to be Rasalhagu and Zubin Shamali. You banish the Rasalhagu from the graveyard, you add the Zubin Shamali to your hand, you activate the effect, you get an extra normal. Normal summon the Zubin Shamali, draw the Caduceus, and you are good to go. Constellar Rasalhagu. You can tribute this card to special summon one Constellar monster from your hand or graveyard in face-up defense position, except Rasalhagu. So, Rasalhagu is another card that you definitely want to draw. That's why I have it at 3. If you have Rasalhagu and either Pollux or Zubin Shamali in your opening hand, that's full combo. If it's Pollux, you normal summon Pollux, then you normal summon Rasalhagu. Skill, send Sombre and Zubin Shamali to the graveyard. Activate Rasalhagu's effect, tribute it to revive the Sombre. Sombre, banish the Rasalhagu, add the Zubin Shamali, get an extra normal summon Zubin Shamali, draw Caduceus, Xyz, Pollux, and Sombre into Pleiades, draw star charts. With Caduceus, go into Omega and pass. If you have Zubin Shamali and Rasalhagu in your hand, the combo works like this. Activate the skill, send Sombre and Pollux to the graveyard, normal summon Rasalhagu, tribute, special summon Sombre, Sombre, banish Rasalhagu, draw Pollux, Sombre effect, normal summon Pollux, Pollux gives you an extra normal summon the Zubin Shamali, draw the Caduceus, go into the Pleiades, special summon Caduceus, draw star chart, go into Omega. It's a lot. I'm sorry, but that's how the deck works. So I feel like the ratio is 3 Zubin Shamales, 2 Caduceuses, 3 Polluxes, 1 Sombre, 3 Rasalhagus. I feel like. Book of Moon, just a good card to draw with the star chart. Crackdown, same thing. We don't want to play Ice Dragon's Prison because we can't special summon monsters other than Constellar monsters and extra deck monsters. Constellar Belt. This is the card that I am running besides Star Chart. There are a few options. I've seen plenty of people play the Cradle. I think that's a bad idea. The activation of light monster effects cannot be negated. So if you open with this card, and your opponent has a card like Crystal Wing Sacred Dragon, Dark Requiem Xyz Dragon, Chronomaly V Mana, then you just play this card, and your Sombre can't be negated, your Rasalhagu can't be negated, your Zubin Shamali can't be negated, your Caduceus can't be negated, your Pleiades can't be negated, your Ptolemy M7 can't be negated. Nothing can be negated. Nothing. It's just all your light monsters can't be negated. That is an extremely good effect. It's so good. My god. Warning Point will still affect the card because it negates the monster's effects when it's summoned. So the activation's not being negated, the monster's effects are being negated. Same thing with Lost Wind and Phoenix Chain. But that's it. Those are the cards that negate cards, and Forbidden Chalice and Forbidden Droplet. But cards that negate activations are much more common, especially among monsters. So Belt just destroys a lot of cards. It's really, really good, and the fact that it's every monster you have is really, really strong. Then lastly, for the main deck, we have Constellar Star Chart. Once returned, when a Constellar monster is a special summon to your field, draw a card. So you Xyz into Pleiades, you draw a card. And that card's hopefully back row so that you can keep going. For the extra deck, we have Constellar Ptolemy M7, 2 level 6 monsters. Once per turn, you can detach 1 material from this card, target 1 monster on either field or in either player's graveyard, and return that target to the hand. Pretty good. You can use this to get extra resources from your graveyard. You can use this to bounce your opponent's monsters. It's just a strong card, and you should definitely play it. Constellar Pleiades requires 2 level 5s. Once per turn during either player's turn, you can detach 1 material from this card, target 1 card on the field, and return that target to the hand. Doesn't have to be a monster, doesn't have to be your opponent's card. It's really, really good. I've used it to bounce my own Crackdowns. I've used it to bounce Millennium Revelation to prevent my opponent from adding Monster Reborn to their hand, which completely shut down the raw deck. It's just a really solid card, and the amount of disruption you can cause with this card is quite high. Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon, just a good card. Constellar Omega requires 2 level 4s. Once per turn during either player's turn, you get to detach 1 Xyz material from this card. All Constellar monsters you currently control are unaffected by spell or trap effects this turn. That's really strong. You make this along with Pleiades going first, and that's good enough. Constellar Praespy. Once per turn during the damage step of either player's turn, when a Constellar monster you control attacks or is being attacked, you can attach 1 Xyz material from this card. That monster gains 1,000 attack until the end phase. This can just get you lethal. It's pretty nice to have extra 1,000 attack points when you attack directly. Constellar Hyades requires 2 level 3s, which is fantastic. We can just make this with any 2 monsters that we have. Once per turn, you can detach 1 Xyz material from this card, change all monsters your opponent controls to face-up defense position. So this will affect literally every monster in your opponent's field. It's a great out to Chaos Max. It's a great out to a lot of other monsters that you need to just get rid of. Sadly, it doesn't Book of Moon, but changing to defense is just going to be good enough, usually. And then we're running Nightmare Unicorn and Nightmare Phoenix, mostly to get rid of our crackdown targets. Okay, so that's the deck. Let's go ahead and take a look at the replay. Okay, so we are going first against Phantom Knights. And we have our full combo. So we activate the skill, we send Constellar Sombre and Constellar Pollux from our deck to the graveyard, then we normal summon Rasalhagu. Activate its effect, tribute to bring back Sombre, banish the Rasalhagu, add the Pollux. Sombre effect, summon the Pollux. Pollux gives us an extra normal, we normal summon Zubin Shmali. We draw another Zubin Shmali, exceeds into the Pleiades. Special summon the Caduceus, activate its effect to draw a star chart. Exceeds into the Omega, draw another card. That card is Crackdown, so that's exactly what we want. We set 2 and we pass. Our opponent activates Trazen Phantom. Returns the rank up Magic Launch to the deck to mill the Fragile Armor. Fragile Armor, banish itself, discard the Ragged Gloves to draw a card. Normal summon Ancient Cloak, we will immediately Crackdown this. Ragged Gloves, banish itself to send the Stained Greaves from the deck to the graveyard. Stained Greaves effect, banish itself from the graveyard to special summon a Phantom Knights monster from the hand. Special summon another Ancient Cloak, we will Pleiades it to return it to hand. And our opponent no longer has the ability to play the game. They pass to us, we summon Zubin Shmali, go into attack position, and attack our opponent directly for lethal. There you go. So that's the power of Constellars, having a constant stream of draw, having a constant stream of powerful negates, removal from the field, preventing your opponent from doing anything at all before their turn even starts. My name is Serafi, and I was thrilled to have all of you with me.